You are not here by accident. You were selected. And the moment is now. August 2025 is not just another spot on the calendar. It's a turning point, a spiritual marker, a subtle yet meaningful line in time. Everything in your life has led you here, has formed and readied you for this moment. This isn't about fear, it's about awakening. You sensed it growing, the pressure, the tension, the knowing that something has to shift. That sensation isn't just imagination, it's real. It's your inner guidance, calling for your attention before this opportunity fades. You weren't made to live like everyone else. You weren't built for non-stop noise, for constant diversion, or for the endless pursuit of superficial wants. You've been torn apart, tested, shattered, and rebuilt for one purpose: to awaken. That time is now. The stirring inside you isn't an outside warning, it's a reminder. It's your spiritual alarm sounding. You can choose to rise with it or ignore it. Either way, the fact remains, something must change, and deep inside, something already has. August 2025 won't be the end of existence, but it must be the end of an older version of yourself, the lesser self, the one who still hesitates, still doubts, still opts for comfort instead of purpose. That self can't move forward anymore. The world doesn't need a diminished version of you. It needs the authentic one. Not a year from now, not some right now. You already sense this truth. That's why you're still reading, still here, still listening. That urgency you feel in your chest. It's real. This state is the call, and you are the answer. There are no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect moment. This is your moment. Everything you need is already inside you. Not outside, but deep within. Strength, awareness, discipline, presence. They were placed within you before you knew their names. Your life has nurtured them. Every lonely night asking, "Why me?" was laying the groundwork. So when August 2025 came, you'd remember who you really are and return to that inner place. The world is noisy and distracting. It teaches people to forget their true selves. It trains you to survive, not to live. But you were never meant just to survive. You were made to rise, to see clearly, to live with honesty. That demands courage. And this date marks a boundary in time for those ready to embrace that courage. You don't need every answer. You don't need to be fully prepared. You only need to decide. Choose truth over falsehood. Choose presence over distraction. Choose strength instead of excuses. You aren't being asked to become someone new. You're being asked to return to who you have always been, the real you hidden beneath fear, beneath the roles you've played, beneath the voice that says, "Not yet." Something opens in August, not outside in the world, but inside. A door appears, but only the brave step through. If you move forward, you won't be the same, not because everything around changes, but because you do. And when you change, the world reflects it. You are here now because you were meant to be. That's no accident. Don't dismiss this. Don't pretend this is just another message. It's not. This is your reminder that time is not infinite, that comfort can trap you, that waiting is another form of hiding. You've been told you have more time and you don't. You've been told someone else will lead. They won't. It's your responsibility, it always has been. This message isn't meant to scare you. It's here to wake you, to stir the part of you that already knows. You're still here because you're meant to lead. You endured hardship so you could gain clarity. You were broken so your ego could fall and your soul could rise. August 2025 is not about silence anymore. It's not about stillness. It's about moving forward, rising, revealing who you truly are. Yes, resistance may appear. That's natural. Yes, fear may surface. That's expected. But you still move. You still speak because that's what the chosen do. Not because they're perfect, but because they've stopped waiting to become flawless. They move with what they have. They trust what they know. They no longer hide. Let this moment, August 2025, be the point where you stopped pretending. The day you stopped lying to yourself. The moment you stop saying you're not ready. Let this be the day you release the version of you that no longer serves. The world is waiting for the person only you can become. Not someday, not when it's easy, but now. Most people believe the world they see is all there is. They live reacting to noise, to fear, to opinions. They pursue things that quickly fade. They build lives based on labels, appearance and status, things that can vanish overnight. But that's not you. That's why this message found you, because the era of illusion is ending. The world you perceive isn't the full truth. It's shaped by unchallenged fears and inherited beliefs passed down to you. The values you've been taught to chase, to hold dear. That's not the real you. That's not the deeper truth. You are not your job. You're not your past. You're not your outward image. These are just layers, masks. The real world, the one beneath it all, emerges when your mind stills. When you stop labeling everything. When you stop defending your views. When you stop fleeing uncomfortable moments. That's when the truth surfaces. That's when you begin to see how programmed people are. How easily distracted, how dependent on validation and noise. The authentic world starts where the false one ends. And that's what August 2025 represents. A transformation, not an external explosion, but an internal shift. A crack in the illusion. A choice to stop playing roles, to stop performing. The outer world may look more chaotic than ever. That's not random. That's the illusion breaking down. It can't maintain itself any longer. The pressure is cracking it. And now you must choose. Keep pretending or open your eyes. The real world isn't something you manufacture. It's revealed through awareness. You don't have to chase it, you just need to stop hiding it. Stop covering it with distraction, with non-stop thought, with unchecked emotional reactions. When you observe your mind without feeding it, that's when the veil lifts. That's when truth comes. You've been taught that success is a number, that joy is something you possess, that love is a transaction, that approval equals safety. But none of that is true. These ideas were planted to keep you asleep. The truth is deeper. It's simpler. It doesn't shout. It doesn't force. It simply waits. Waiting for you to finally tire of scattered pieces. To tire of chasing what never satisfies. That exhaustion, that weariness, that's happening now. And the world you've accepted is built on fear, urgency, competition. That's why so many feel empty. That's why nothing ever seems sufficient. They attempt to fill a soul-level hunger with things that don't nourish. They seek peace in temporary sources and panic when it's taken away. But you feel this call. Let this be the moment you stop chasing echoes and start living echoes of truth. The real world already exists, but it asks something of you. It asks for stillness, for courage, for truth. It asks you to look within without turning away. It asks that you admit what you've been avoiding, that you stop pointing fingers, that you stop numbing your feelings, and finally begin to live. Not for how things look, not for other people, but for what is deeply real. This path isn't for everyone, but if you feel chosen, then it's the only path there is. August 2025 isn't about what happens outside you. It's about how you look at things. It's about a shift in how you see and feel. The moment you stop reacting and begin to truly observe, the moment you move away from ego and return to full awareness, that's when change happens. And that change is here now. If you're ready, you must let go. Let go of the image you've been hiding behind. Let go of fear, choosing your next step. Let go of the old story that says you must prove your worth. These beliefs stop you from seeing clearly. These layers block your view. Peel them away, and what you'll find is quiet, depth, and peace. Not the peace that depends on anything, but the kind that lives inside you. This isn't about theories, it's about living them. You either see the truth or you don't. You either live from a place of truth or from fear. There's no middle path. The date is only a symbol, a doorway, a sign. Step through it and everything shifts. You move with more care. You speak more truthfully. You listen with real presence. You live with understanding. That's how you know you've entered the true world. Once you enter it, there's no turning back. The surface things won't interest you like before. You won't need to run away. You won't feel the urge to chase what's empty. You'll just be, fully and honestly. And in that stillness, you'll remember who you've always been. Pain has been your teacher. The lessons were hard, but they shaped you in ways comfort never could. The truth is that nothing you went through was for nothing. Not the betrayal, not the loneliness, not the heartbreak or failure. Every time you were brought to your knees, something strong began to grow in you. Clearer vision, more strength, deep awareness. These things don't grow from comfort. They come from struggle. From nights when no one saw what you were going through. From silent doubts. From moments where you didn't know how you'd keep going. But you did anyway. August 2025 isn't about fear or fate. It's about remembering. It's a call to return to the core of who you are and to finally see that the pain had purpose. Not because it felt good, but because it took away everything that wasn't true. It broke the lie that you had full control. It brought humility. It showed you who your real friends are. It taught you how to listen better, how to pause, how to stop pretending. You weren't being punished, you were being made stronger. Every scar has a story, but it also holds strength. The fact that you made it through means you carry something sacred now. Not everyone survives the dark, but you did. And you didn't just survive. You changed. You started seeing what others missed. Pain taught your eyes how to see what's hidden. It showed you what really matters. It helped you love silence. It helped you choose meaning over noise. You don't react like you used to. You don't chase what you once did. You've grown, quietly, deeply, in ways no one can measure from the outside. August is more than just a month. It's a mirror. It asks you to stop and look at yourself, not to run from what hurt you, but to understand it. There is no real progress without breaking. No wisdom without falling apart. What you went through taught you more than any book or teacher could. It taught you how to wait, how to keep going, how to move forward even when no one clapped or even noticed. That's when your real power showed up. The world often tells us to run from pain, to push it out, to distract ourselves. But those who are called, people like you, are shaped by pain, not destroyed by it. It's not about being fearless. It's about moving forward while feeling fear. It's about walking through storms without letting them harden your heart. And you've done that. You've been through storms no one even knew about. And you're still here. That isn't weakness. That's mastery. There were moments you almost gave up, times you thought it would be easier to quit. You wondered if the path was worth it. That doubt was part of the process. The breaking was needed so the lies could fall and the truth could rise. The version of you that doubted everything had to be emptied. Because the real you was underneath that pain. Stronger, wiser, more steady. Now it's time to stop hiding behind the old stories. It's time to stop holding your pain like it's a burden. Carry it like a sword. Let it remind you how far you've come. Let it give power to your focus. Let it ground you in truth. August 2025 is when you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And begin saying, it happened for me. Not to forget it, not to excuse it, but to rise higher than it, to stop bleeding from old wounds that have already healed. You're not a prisoner of the past anymore. You're the result of all your choices. Your strength wasn't handed to you. It was earned day by day in moments when you felt like you were breaking. Now you carry wisdom that many don't. Not because they're less than you, but because they haven't walked your road. You felt the weight of silence. You faced emptiness. You've lived through days when your smile hit a storm. That kind of experience builds deep understanding. It creates kindness. It sharpens how you speak. It gives your presence a kind of quiet power. This pain had purpose, but now it's up to you to decide what it becomes. Let it become insight. Let it shape the way you walk through the world. Let it guide your words. Let it change how you treat others and yourself. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real ones. It needs people who've fallen and gotten back up. People who've seen darkness and still choose light. That's you. You were chosen. Not because you never suffered, but because you suffered and refused to let it turn you bitter. You used it to sharpen your vision. The time for waiting is over. The pain that shaped you is now asking for movement. Speak with purpose. Act with clarity. Stop apologizing for where you've been. It made you who you are. Let August 2025 be the moment you stop looking back with regret and start walking forward with strength. You have to free yourself from the chains in your mind. They're not physical, but they are real. They tighten every time you hesitate. Every time you believe that small voice saying,